Here's a secret no one admits. Most people don't want you to win. They smile, they clap, but privately, they hope you fail. Why? Because your success exposes what they never became. The dangerous question is, what happens when you stop caring and start winning anyway? Here is a truth hidden beneath politeness, beneath encouragement, beneath praise. Most people do not hate you. That would be simple. They resent your potential. And resentment is far more dangerous than hate, because it hides, it smiles, it waits. This is not personal, it is psychological. And once you understand it, you stop bleeding emotionally, and you start moving strategically. Society teaches a comforting myth that effort is admired, that success is celebrated, that ambition is encouraged. That myth is false. People praise ambition until it works. They support dreams until those dreams leave them behind. Your growth becomes a mirror, and mirrors are cruel. They reflect what someone avoided, what they abandoned, what they were too afraid to pursue. That discomfort needs an outlet, so the mind creates one. The first psychological law: relative identity. Human beings define themselves relatively, not absolutely. Your progress quietly changes their position without asking permission. When you rise, someone else feels lower, even if you never compared yourself to them. This is not envy. Envy wants what you have. This is threat. Threat fears what you represent. Your discipline threatens laziness. Your courage threatens comfort. Your consistency threatens excuses. So the mind defends itself, not with honesty, but with sabotage disguised as concern. You start improving: gym, skills, focus. Someone says, "Don't overdo it, relax a bit, you're changing." They sound caring, but listen closely. They are not protecting you from burnout. They are protecting themselves from comparison. According to Carl Jung, every person carries a shadow, the parts they deny, the traits they suppress, the potential they buried. When you activate what they disowned, their shadow becomes agitated. They feel anger without knowing why, irritation without reason, judgment without logic. They project it onto you. Suddenly, you're arrogant, obsessed, too much. In truth, you activated something unresolved. Most criticism is confession. People attack externally what they fear internally. This is why emotional people mock discipline, why stagnant minds mock ambition, why insecure people mock confidence. They are not speaking about you, they are revealing themselves. Machiavelli warned that people tolerate success only when it does not disrupt hierarchy. The moment you rise beyond expectation, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability is terrifying, especially to those who built identities around being ahead of you. So they undermine subtly. They withhold praise, they minimize achievements, they celebrate your setbacks quietly, not because they are evil, but because power dynamics shifted. The second law, the comfort contract. Every relationship contains an unspoken agreement. I accept you as long as you remain familiar. Growth violates that contract. You are no longer predictable, no longer manageable, no longer convenient. So resistance appears, not openly, but passively. Silence, distance, dismissiveness. This is why real growth feels isolating. The Stoics understood something vital. If you require external approval, you surrender internal control. You cannot control resentment. You cannot control projection. You cannot control insecurity. But you can control your response. Detachment is not coldness, it is clarity. When praise disappears, you continue. When support fades, you continue. That is power. You announce a goal. Few react. You achieve it. Fewer celebrate. But notice this: everyone watches. Silence is not absence of attention, it is hidden evaluation. Nietzsche warned that most people do not seek truth, they seek comfort. And your success disrupts comfort. It exposes self-deception. It challenges narratives. It destroys excuses. So they attack the outcome instead of confronting the cause. This is why mediocrity bonds people and excellence isolates them. The third law, emotional economy. People invest emotionally in others staying the same. Your growth devalues their excuses, so they unconsciously attempt to rebalance by slowing you down. This can look like love, concern, advice.
But intention matters less than effect. If someone consistently drains your momentum, pay attention. Stop announcing, stop explaining, stop defending. Move quietly. Silence removes resistance. Results speak without argument. Power does not argue, it demonstrates. Reaction feeds resentment. Indifference starves it. When they sense emotional access, they pull levers. When they sense neutrality, they lose interest. Calm is dominance. People don't want you to fail, they want you to stay predictable. Failure just happens to achieve that. Once you accept this, you stop taking things personally and start moving precisely. Never explain your rise to those who benefited from your stagnation. And remember, the moment you stop seeking approval is the moment you become unstoppable. Silence, focus, execute. Most competition is never announced. It is silent, internal, unspoken. People compete with you in their heads, even when you never entered the race. Your progress forces comparison. Comparison creates ranking. Ranking creates pain. And pain demands relief. That relief is often disguised as criticism, or distance, or quiet satisfaction when you stumble. This is not cruelty, it is weakness protecting itself. The fourth law, moral masking. When people want you to fail, they rarely say it directly. They wear moral language. You're being unrealistic. You're changing too much. That's not who you are. Translation: your growth makes me uncomfortable. Moral language is camouflage. It allows resentment to feel righteous. This is why the most dangerous opposition sounds reasonable. You outgrow a circle. You stop gossiping. You stop complaining. You start working. Suddenly, you're boring, cold, distant. In reality, you stopped feeding dysfunction, and dysfunction does not forgive abandonment. Carl Jung observed something unsettling. The greatest burden a person carries is the life they did not live. When you live boldly, you awaken regret in others, not consciously, but viscerally. Your courage highlights their fear. Your discipline highlights their chaos. Your action highlights their delay. They feel judged even when you say nothing, so they judge first. The fifth law, projection as self-defense. Projection is emotional self-defense. Instead of saying, "I am afraid to change," the mind says, "You are reckless." Instead of saying, "I feel inadequate," the mind says, "You think you're better than us." Projection preserves identity at your expense. This is why emotional maturity is rare. It requires self-confrontation. Power is not static, it is relative. When you gain competence, you gain leverage. That unsettles people who relied on hierarchy, not merit. They were comfortable being ahead of you, not beside you, not behind you. So resistance appears, not always hostile, often strategic. Support is withdrawn, access is limited, opportunities are blocked quietly. This is politics at the human level. The sixth law, the friend test. True allies are revealed when your position changes, not when you struggle, but when you rise. Anyone can support potential, few support execution. Watch reactions closely. Enthusiasm during your planning phase means nothing. Reaction to your results means everything. You finally succeed, a promotion, a breakthrough, a visible win. Some congratulate you loudly, others go quiet. Silence is information. It tells you who benefited from you being smaller. The Stoics trained for this reality. They assumed resistance. They expected misunderstanding. They anticipated envy. Not cynically, strategically. When you expect applause, you become vulnerable. When you expect resistance, you remain grounded. Expectation is emotional leverage. Remove it. Nietzsche warned against the herd instinct. The herd values sameness, predictability, safety. Exceptional individuals disrupt harmony, so the herd enforces conformity through shame. Who do you think you are? Why can't you just be normal? These are not questions, they are containment tools. The seventh law, emotional contagion. Your ambition spreads discomfort. People unconsciously fear they may be required to rise too, so they attempt to lower the emotional temperature. They discourage intensity. They mock seriousness. They glorify mediocrity as balance. Do not absorb this energy. Energy is contagious both ways. Isolation is not loneliness, it is incubation. Distance allows clarity. Clarity allows precision. Precision allows dominance. Reduce emotional exposure during your building phase. Visibility is a liability before leverage is secured. Detach from validation. Detach from reaction. Detach from applause. Measure progress internally, daily execution, silent consistency. When approval disappears, nothing changes. That is strength. Here's the most dangerous truth so far. People don't sabotage you intentionally. They sabotage you instinctively. That makes it harder to detect and more important to accept. Once you understand this, you stop arguing motives and start managing outcomes. The higher you climb, the fewer smiles remain genuine. Your task is not to be liked. It is not to be understood. It is not to be validated. Your task is to become undeniable. And when you do, the same people who doubted you will rewrite history. Let them. Remember, growth is not loud, power is not emotional, and silence is often your greatest advantage. At the deepest level, this is not about envy, it is about identity preservation. Most people build their sense of self around stability, not growth. You threaten that stability simply by moving forward. No attack is required, your existence is enough. This is why resistance feels irrational. The eighth law, identity collapse fear. When you succeed, someone else's identity weakens. If they believed, I'm smarter than you, your rise fractures that belief. If they believed, I chose safety wisely, your results expose a trade-off. This creates cognitive pain, and the mind avoids pain by discrediting the source. You remain humble, you remain respectful, you remain consistent. Still, tension grows, because humility does not cancel contrast. You don't have to boast to be threatening, you just have to be effective. Unconscious hostility. Jung warned that unconscious forces are the most dangerous. People may not know why they resist you.
they just feel it. So they rationalize. He got lucky. She changed. It won't last. These statements protect the psyche, not truth. The 9th law: success rewrites memory. Once you win, people edit the past. They claim they always believed. They minimized obstacles. They ignored doubt. This is not hypocrisy. It is psychological self-preservation. Admitting they doubted you would force self-examination. Most people avoid that at all costs. Self-overcoming. Nietzsche did not preach dominance over others. He preached dominance over self. Your rise is proof that transformation is possible. That is terrifying because it removes excuses. So instead of rising, people attack the climber. Stoic final rule: control the inner citadel. You cannot control perception. You cannot control resentment. You cannot control interpretation. But you can control your inner state. Calm is invincibility. When praise disappears, you remain steady. When resistance appears, you remain focused. This is emotional sovereignty. The 10th law: emotional closure. There will be no apology, no confession, no moment of recognition. Closure is internal. Waiting for acknowledgement keeps you psychologically dependent. Let it go. Move forward without emotional debt. People don't hate your success. They hate what your success forces them to feel. Responsibility, regret, awareness. And awareness is heavier than failure. Some will never forgive you for becoming who you were meant to be. Build quietly.
Move precisely. Reveal late. Let results do the violence. Let silence do the teaching. Let distance do the protecting. If this trilogy sharpened your perception, you are no longer naive. Subscribe for truth without anesthesia. Like this video if you choose clarity over comfort. And remember, they don't want you to fail. They want you to stay small. Your refusal is the win. What happens after you win? Victory does not end resistance. It transforms it. Failure invites advice. Success invites reinterpretation. Once you rise, the narrative shifts. People stop asking how. They start explaining why it doesn't count. The 11th law: success inflation. When you succeed, others inflate the role of luck. Right place, right time. Anyone could have done that. It's not sustainable. This is not analysis. It is emotional cushioning. Reducing your effort protects their self-image. You surpass expectations quietly, cleanly. Suddenly, your work is overhyped. Your discipline is obsession. Your focus is unbalanced. Notice the pattern. Success must be reframed to remain tolerable. Machiavelli understood this phase well. Once power is visible, opposition becomes subtle. Direct attacks disappear. Influence campaigns begin. Reputation is questioned. Motives are doubted. Character is reinterpreted. The 12th law: familiarity backlash. People who knew you before struggle the most. They remember you without leverage, without proof, without results. Your evolution disrupts their memory hierarchy, so they cling to the old version of you, not out of nostalgia, but out of dominance. In Jungian terms, you shift archetypes from peer to symbol, and symbols are attacked, not understood. Once you represent possibility, you become a target, because symbols awaken dormant desire, and dormant desire is dangerous. Nietzsche warned that strength provokes morality.
Once you rise, people question your ethics. Was it fair? Who did you step on? What did it cost others? Morality becomes a weapon when power changes hands. Do not internalize it. The Stoics had one rule here: remain unchanged. Same tone, same pace, same restraint. Do not explain, do not justify, do not perform humility. Let your calm expose their agitation. The 13th law: emotional aftershock. Your success creates emotional debris. Some admire silently. Some resent quietly. Some detach completely. All reactions are data. None require response. Observe, adjust, proceed. Even after you win, people still don't want you to fail. They want your success to stop growing. Plateau is acceptable. Expansion is not. Remember this. They cheered your climb. They fear your altitude. Do not slow down to be digestible. Do not shrink to be relatable. Do not explain to be accepted. Advance. If this final part completed the picture, you now see the full pattern. Subscribe for strategic truth. Like this video if you choose awareness over approval. And remember, winning changes the battlefield, but the rules remain the same. Silence, consistency, execution.